you so much for joining me tonight. We'll be working on a pretty well-rounded yoga flow, doing a little bit of everything, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of strengthening, some balance work, some relaxation work. If you happen to have a strap, you might want to grab it for some of our stretching and our balance work. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, a tie, a long tube sock is often acceptable if you have long enough arms and you're relatively flexible. If not, you might want to err on the side of something a little bit longer, but it will be handy within this class, so it's not required. You can do this all by holding onto your leg and your foot as well. We're going to start off using that, but lying on our back. So when you're ready, gather your strap and come to lie down on your back. And as you come down onto your back, take a moment, move around a little bit. You need to draw your knees in to get your lower back comfortable. Don't hesitate to do that. Place the soles of your feet on the floor as you're ready. Relax your shoulder blades. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. And here you could loop your strap over the ball of your foot and extend your foot up towards the ceiling. Or you're welcome to hold the back of your leg anywhere, thigh, calf, ankle, that feels good. We're going to start by just drawing the right leg lightly towards us, starting to feel the back of the right thigh. And as you draw that right leg towards you, feel your lower back come towards the mat. You might even contract your abdominals, drawing your belly button a little bit down towards the floor here. Relax your shoulders as you hold on to the strap or your leg. And this is a gentle stretch. You don't have to wrench on your leg here. You're just bringing it in until you feel the stretch. And the strap is more to give you something to hold on to, something to kind of ground with than anything. If you like, you can extend your left leg long to the bottom of the mat. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, just feeling the back of the right leg. Once you're ready, you're going to bend your right knee and take it a little bit towards your right armpit, coming into a half happy baby. And it's fine if you keep your left leg extended, or if you need to move it back in, or vice versa, so that your inner hips feel comfortable here in this position. And you just draw the sole of your right foot down towards the floor. And I mean, that sounds weird because your foot is facing towards the ceiling, but you're drawing that foot down. You're drawing your knee towards your armpit. You're trying to get as much space in the inside of your right hip as you can here. Don't hesitate to move around a little bit. Again, you just want to feel the inside of your hip socket. And it should be pleasant. Bring that right leg back in. Extend it up again, kind of straight towards the ceiling. Grab the strap in your left hand, or you can be holding your left hand on the outside of your right leg, and cross the right leg over to the left. And I'm hampered by my wall here, but you can go as far over to the side as feels comfortable to you. Finding a little action now in the outer right hip, maybe extending the right arm out to the side. Holding here for a few breaths. Again, see if you can relax your shoulders and your jaw. And bring that right leg back to the center line. Hug the right knee into the chest. Release from the strap if you're using it. Place the sole of the right foot on the floor. You're going to draw your left foot in as well if it's out there so that both of your feet are planted firmly. And you're going to bring your hands down by your sides, maybe a 45-ish degree angle. Press your fingertips to the floor. Relax your shoulder blade. And then on an exhale, draw your belly button towards the floor. Press into your heels. And on your inhale, lift your hips up. Find a little bit of a bridge pose. It doesn't have to be terribly high. You start to feel a little stretch. You can wiggle your hips around a little bit if you want. And then you're going to lower your hips down. Keep your left foot again on the floor. Hug your right knee back in towards your chest. So still working that same side. Now you're going to cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee and let your right knee start to fall a little open. Bring your hands back out to your sides. Again, relax your shoulder blades as you inhale. As you exhale, bring your belly button to the floor. And then as you inhale, press into your heel, lift your hips. Now it's this bridge pose, but with your pigeon legs. And it might feel a little more intense. Just going to do another deep breath here. You can always go back to the regular bridge. And then release. Hug the right knee back to the chest. Hug the left knee to the chest. Rock a little bit from side to side. Loosen things up. And then place the right foot on the floor and start to straighten that left leg up towards the ceiling. We'll go to the other side. If you're using your strap, looping it over the ball of your foot. And finding that gentle stretch at the back of the left thigh. Feel free to extend your right leg towards the bottom of the mat if that's preferable to your body. You can hold your strap with both hands. You can hold with one hand if you want. See what feels comfortable to you. Even separate your strap. I'm feeling like that's kind of nice so that I can keep more of my arms on the floor today. Be really relaxed in my upper body. And you're going to bend your left knee and take it a little out to the left. Maybe you need to draw your right knee in. Maybe you like to keep it, the leg that is, long. But you find this half happy baby and you come down towards the floor with that whole left leg. And you just feel the inside of the hip and maybe you move a little back and forth. And just see. Where do I feel my inner hip starting to open up a little bit? Starting to stretch a little bit. And you're going to come back into the center. You're going to extend that left leg up again. And you're going to cross it over. And here, my foot might go out of frame. My foot is now a little closer to the floor than it was on the other side. You can keep your bottom knee bent. You can straighten your bottom leg. You can see what feels comfortable. You can extend your left arm, even look to the left to deepen this outer side of the body work. Outer left hip. You're ready, come back to the center line. Release the foot from the strap. Place the sole of the left foot on the floor. Draw the right foot in if you need to. Bring the hands by the sides. Make sure you're all squared up. And then relax your shoulders. Firm up your belly. And lift your hips. Come to that bridge pose again. You can add on a little bit this time if you want, maybe holding the outer edges of your mat or even taking your arms underneath you if that feels possible already. Maybe your hips are able to lift a little higher this time. There's a little more space now that you've stretched both sides. Take another deep breath. And release the hips towards the floor. Hug the left knee into the chest. Cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee, and it goes just as open as it can. You can always take this back to regular bridge if this doesn't work for you. Place the palms of the hands down. Relax the shoulders, firm the belly, and lift the hips. Maybe you're in this little bit of pigeon in your bridge, holding for a few breaths. And then lowering down. Left knee comes back to the chest. Right knee comes back to the chest. Soles of the feet now both turn up. You could hold your thighs, your calves, your feet, or your ankles. If you have a long enough strap, you can also loop your strap over the balls of your feet and then hold the ends in your happy baby. It's like holding onto your feet, but sometimes holding onto the feet makes the arms feel a little exhausted. So this can be a nice way to get really deeply into the hips without stressing the upper body. And maybe you rock a little bit. Maybe even kung fu, kicking one leg, kicking the other leg. Release as you're ready. Draw both of your knees again in towards your chest. Maybe rock a little bit from right to left. Continue rocking right to left. Rock all the way over to one side and use your hands to press yourself up. Or if you feel frisky this evening, you can always hold behind your thighs and rock a few times forward and backward. And of course, if you're rocking forward and backward and you feel quite frisky, you can rock all the way to standing, or you can rock to seated, either way, and bring yourself to standing. But any way you roll it, you're gonna roll yourself eventually up to the front of your mat. Spread your toes nice and wide. Let your arms get a little bit heavy. And then close your eyes and take a deep breath. With your next breath, start to roll your shoulders towards the back of the room. Roll 3 or 4 times to the back of the room. And then roll maybe 3 or 4 times to the front of the room. And I'm just going to turn so that if you need to, you can see me and I have space to do what we're going to do, but you can stay facing the short edge of your mat. All you're going to do is now open your arms out to the sides like a big T shape with your body, and just draw some circles forward with your hands. And they can be little circles, maybe the size of a dodgeball, or they can be really big circles the size of like a Pilates exercise ball. And this time you're going to draw maybe 8 to 10 circles, and you can vary the size as you go if you want. Starting to feel a little more action into your shoulders. And then you're going to draw 8 to 10 circles to the back of the room, and they could be the same size circle, or you might find that a different size circle is more comfortable. And of course, if you're doing smaller circles, you'll probably do a few more. If you're doing bigger circles, you might do a few less. Just, enough to make you feel your shoulders is really what we're going for here. You get some nice clinky, clonky noises. I can often hear my muscles kind of moving uncomfortably over one another if I've been sitting during the day. Kind of get them juiced up again. When you're ready, you're just going to let your hands come down by your sides. Maybe your arms even swing for a few moments. If you moved around on your mat to give yourself space, you're going to come back up to the front of your mat. Spread your toes. And on an inhale, you're going to lift your arms straight in front of you and up over your head. As you exhale, you're going to hinge at your hips, sweep your arms behind you like you're skiing downhill very fast. Knees are bent, belly is over the thighs. As you inhale, you're going to bring your hands to your thighs, keep your knees bent, peel your belly away. Chair pose, shrug your shoulders back, roll your chest forward, cow pose. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your belly back and round forward, cat pose. Inhale, standing cow. Exhale, standing up cat. Do a couple more like this. Feel free to deepen and shallow in. I'm going to make that a word. Your knee bend as you go. I'm quite partial to almost making this into a little bit of a squat, lifting and lowering a bit. maybe one more set. And then as you inhale, you're going to come back to that chair pose. Spine is neither rounded nor arched. Again, engage your belly a little bit. Reach the crown of your head forward. Keep your knees a little bent if you can. Make sure you can see your toes. You might need to pull your knees a little back, stick your buns behind you. Maybe add some arms out in front of you. Cactus arms are a great option, especially if your shoulders feel tight, keeping the shoulders open. You can go up by the ears if you prefer. Take a deep, full breath here. Toes are spread wide and are pressing down even as the heels are also pressing into the mat. Inhale, press into your heels a little more. Come all the way up, arms overhead. And then as you exhale, join your palms together and fold forward. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Hands on the floor, on the shins, or on the thighs. Exhale, plant your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to step your right foot back and maybe slightly to the right. So you're standing on very wide train tracks. Right foot is on one train track and left foot is on another. And then rotate your left heel to the floor. We're coming directly to warrior one here. So about a 45-degree angle with that back foot. When you're ready, inhale to come up. You can bring your hands to your hips or up into the sky. Adjust the angle of your back foot so your back knee feels comfortable. Relax your tailbone. Lift up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, maybe bend your wings, bring your elbows down and slightly back. You can even come into a little back bend if it feels good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, maybe a little baby back bend. One more like that. As you inhale, you're going to lift all the way up. Keep your legs as they are. As you exhale, bring your arms in front of you. Press your right arm on top. You could pull your right arm across the body or take the elbows together. Hands, fronts or backs could touch for a more eagle-esque shape. Go for the one that gives you a good stretch around your right shoulder blade. Take a few breaths here. As you inhale, you're going to straighten your front leg, open your arms up and bring them overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart, fold to your pyramid pose, coming over your front thigh. It's okay if that thigh needs to bend, that knee needs to bend. And then you roll your shoulders back. See if you can keep your hands at your heart here, firming up your belly to support your lower back so you're not collapsing onto your leg. There's integrity in your torso. If you need to rest your hands on your thighs to support your back, if your back is tender, please do. If you feel strong, hands could stay at the heart. Rolling the shoulders back. Draw the right hip to the back of the mat and the left hip towards the front. Take another deep breath. As you inhale, you're going to bend your right knee and bring your hands to the floor, planting them on either side of your right foot. Turn your back foot to face straight forward and back. And you're going to step back to downward facing dog. Or if you prefer, you can bring your knees down to table. Take a few moments here. Maybe pedal your feet around a little bit. Sway your hips. And then from here, inhale, you're going to come forward towards your plank position, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, bring your knees to the floor, lower yourself all the way to the mat. Adjust your hands so that you feel stable here. If you like, you can take cobra or you can join me inside your elbows underneath your shoulders and taking swings today. Shrug your shoulders back, lift the center of your chest. Breathe in. As you breathe out, release. Hands come under the shoulders. Press yourself back to downward dog or table pose. Take again another deep breath or two there. Walking, stepping, or hopping your feet come to the front of the mat. Find that forward fold, softening your knees as you exhale. Inhale, find half lift. Exhale to fold. As you inhale, roll one smooth breath up to the sky. You can take your arms out and up or let them be heavy. bend your knees. Bring your hands to your thighs. You're coming back to your Utkatasana, your chair pose, and then your cow and your cat. So you reach your chest forward, shoulders back as you inhale. As you exhale, belly back, shoulders round. 2 more of each. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. As you inhale, you come back to neutral. Your spine is between those 2 places, cow and cat. Your knees are behind your toes. You add your arm variation, and maybe you can sit a little deeper, keeping those toes spread wide. Keep your belly button engaged. So again, you're not feeling so much your lower back that you may feel, especially as you sit deeper, some work there. It should not be painful, but you want your belly to help support those back muscles. Your core is firm, which does not mean you have abs of steel. Sometimes the firmness is under some lovely padding, but in the center, it's working hard. Press your heels down, inhale, lift up. Press the palms of your hands together, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. You're going to step now your right foot back, maybe a little over to the right, so you have those big train tracks, and then the right heel rotates to the floor. Front knee is over front ankle for warrior 1. And you adjust as you come to standing so that this stance feels stable. Your hip points can point towards the front of the mat. And you can adjust that angle on the back foot so that your knee feels good here. You should not feel any torsion or torquing in your knee. Inhale, reach up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, fold your wings, bend your elbows. You can come a little back if you want, if that feels nice. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, wing. Last one. And then inhale, reach up. As you exhale, you're going to bring your hands in front of you. You're going to loop your left arm on top, and you can pull the left arm across the body, or you can wind the arms up if you prefer. And you're just going to hold in the legs here, getting a little bit of heat as you stretch your shoulders. Keep lifting through your arches. Those are the arches of your feet. Keep relaxing your shoulders. And then as you inhale, you're going to straighten your front leg. You're going to unwind your arms. You can bring them all the way up overhead. As you exhale, hands to the heart, and you fold to your pyramid. And you're going for roughly spine parallel to the earth. So if you need to bend your knee to get there, please do. You want to feel your right thigh and the back of your right thigh, but you also want to be able to get into the folded position. If you need to support your back, please bring your hands to your leg. If not, maybe you can keep strong, hands at the heart. Holding for a few breaths. Wherever you are, focus on lifting your shoulders up. So the fronts of your shoulders aren't rounding forward as they would in a cat pose, and they're not flaring back as they would in a cat pose. They're right in the middle so that there's lots of space across the front of your chest. Inhale here. As you exhale, your hands come down. You can bend into that front knee. You turn your back foot to face straight forward and back, and step back, downward facing dog. Or if you like, table pose. Inhale, come forward to plank. You could have knees down again, or you could do knees up this time. Exhale all the way to the floor. You could pick up cobra, or you could pick up sphinx, your choice. Exhale to release, and come on back to your table, or your downward facing dog. And take a few breaths. Feel free to move around here. Slowly, make your way back to the front of the mat. Find your forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. As you inhale, roll all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, hands to the heart, bend the knees, come back to your chair pose. No cow and cat, you're going directly into your full Utkatasana, so whatever variation of arms feel good. 3 deep breaths here. Make sure that when you look down, you can see your toes. Make sure that when you sit deeper, you feel your belly engaging as well as your lower back. Inhale here. And as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your hands down. Step your left foot again to the back of the mat. Rotate that left heel to the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale, come up. Warrior 1. Staying there, holding for a deep, full breath. Inhale where you are. And as you exhale, arms come in front of you. Right arm comes on top. You could again pull across. You could wind the elbows together. And this time we're going to add on a little bit. So you keep your arms as they are. But now as you inhale, you straighten your right leg. And as you exhale, you bend your knee back over the ankle. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Working at your own pace. Last one. Front knee comes over the front ankle. As you inhale, you're going to open the arms up. A little bit different on this side. As you exhale, now hinge at your hips. Keep your front knee bent, fold forward, sweep your arms back behind you again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Go at your own pace and your own range of motion. Last one. And here, you're going to fold all the way forward. You could do a couple of different things. You could keep your arms back behind you for this next part. You could put your fingertips on the floor, or you could grab a block or two and put your hands there, either right in front of you if you have one block, or framing if you have 2 blocks. Wherever you are, you're going to press into your right heel, lift your left heel, that's your back heel away, and start to come forward, straightening your right leg, maybe a few little hops with that left foot as you come to balance. Warrior 3. Feel free to use a prop. Relax your left hip towards the floor, and imagine that you're drawing the whole right outer edge of your thigh up and in towards the midline. Holding for a few breaths. And then you're going to step that left foot far back behind you again. Walk your hands down to frame your front foot and step back, table, or downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, exhale to the floor. Your choice of background, you could do upward dog, cobra, or sphinx. And then coming back, table, or downward facing dog for a couple of breaths. Walking, stepping, or hopping, you're going to make your way up to the front of your mat. As you go there, if you see your strap, grab it and bring it with you. Just set it close to the front of your mat. If you don't see it, don't worry, you'll have a moment to get it in a second here. Inhale, find halfway lift. As you exhale, as you inhale, roll the way to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Relax your shoulders. We're going to do a little balance in hand to big toe pose. So again, I'm going to turn to face you, grabbing my strap as I go. You don't have to have a strap, but it is very handy to have a strap for this pose, especially if you have not attempted it in a while or at all. Start off balancing on your left foot. We're going to stretch our right leg out. If you're using a strap, you can just hook that strap underneath the ball of your foot and hold on. And then as you're ready, you lift your right heel and just lift your right foot up. And you can bring your right knee maybe about hip-ish height. And today this might be plenty. You focus on grounding down through the left foot. You're welcome to use a wall or chair or any other prop to help you balance. And just keeping this right foot elevated, even if it's just a tiny bit. Maybe there's lots of touching down that happens. The strap is really handy because it allows you to create this strong framework on the foot. If you want to go a little further, you can start to open that right knee out to the side. Just playing around with your balance. If that feels good, there's some flexibility in your leg. You can start to extend that leg, and you can extend the leg straight in front of you. Or you might think, oh, it's actually way more comfortable. I have a lot more space when I extend my leg a little more out to the side. And you can play, and you can see, okay, where does it feel stable to me? Feel free, if you don't like using the strap, to hold on to your foot or your thigh. Or if you just don't have a strap, if you're going extending, ooh, that's lots of wobbles today. Be aware that your leg might not get straight if you're holding onto your foot. It depends on the length of your legs and your arms and the flexibility of your hamstrings. And it's much harder to get straight if you're holding onto the foot. The strap at least gives a little bit of extension. Maybe you hold in one place for a few breaths. Think about lifting that left thigh up. And then when you're ready, you're going to release your right foot. Place your feet a little wider than the distance of your own hips and draw some figure eights with your hips. Just loosen things up. Keep your knees a little soft. You should feel kind of foolish right now. And then when you're ready, you can set your strap over to the side of the front of your mat. Come back to the short edge. And wiggle your toes a little bit. Relax your shoulders. And then on your inhale, bring your arms up overhead. As you exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands in front of your heart. You're going straight to your variation of chair pose. You could do hands to thighs. You can join me in cactus arms. You could go the traditional arms up by the ears. And just hold for 3 deep breaths. Relax your jaw. Inhale where you are. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your fingertips down, step your right foot back and maybe a little to the right, spinning the heel to the floor for warrior one. As you inhale, come up. Taking a moment to adjust. Find that spacing that feels just right. Reach up as you inhale. And as you exhale, float your wings. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, wings. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach the arms in front of you. This time the left arm comes on top and you can pull across, or you can go elbows more close together. As you inhale, now you straighten the right leg. Or excuse me, the left leg, the front leg. And then as you exhale, you bend that front knee. And you move at your own pace and your own range of motion. Squeezing your inner thighs together as you straighten that leg. Let's do one more. You're going to end up with the front knee over the front ankle. Open your arms up as you inhale. And now as you exhale, you hinge at the hips, you fold forward, you sweep the arms back. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Again, your own pace. Your own range of motion. If your back is tender, you can always be resting your hands on your thigh instead of sweeping them back behind you. on this last one, you come towards your balance, right? So you're right. So you can bring your hands all the way behind you and work to really flow. Bring your fingertips down, or you can use a block or two. Reach forward, press into that left heel, elevate the right heel. And it might be one smooth motion, a little hop, or it might be many little hops. Be okay with whatever happens on this side. Relax that right hip. You'll feel your outer left hip already automatically kind of drawing up and in as you do that. And then you firm your belly and you reach the crown of your head forward. Let your hands be where they support you. As you're ready, release that right foot far back behind you. Place your hands down and step back, table or downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to the floor. You could take up dog or cobra or sphinx, your choice. We'll meet in downward facing dog or table pose for a few deep breaths. As you're ready, slowly walk or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, find halfway lift. Exhale to soften. As you inhale, roll yourself to the sky. And as you exhale, hands come in front of the heart. We'll take our hand to big toe onto the other side now. So you can grab your strap if you like. Stand in the way that feels most comfortable to you. I'm just going to face towards the camera. If you're using that strap, you can lift it now under the ball of your left foot. So the leg we've just been working on and kind of is fatigued. Now we're going to stretch it out and move it around. And then you bring your weight to your right foot. Maybe you lift your left heel. Maybe you can lift that foot up in this little sling. And quite honestly, that might be plenty for tonight. Just focusing on the balance aspect, on holding your leg up here while standing on one foot. Relax your shoulders. And let your tailbone relax a little bit towards the floor. If you want to go a little deeper, you can play with opening the knee and closing it. One, a little test for your balance, and two, a little more work into the flexibility of your hips. And maybe that's enough. Maybe you like to try a little bit of an extension. It doesn't have to get all the way. Maybe your leg gets a little straighter. Maybe you're like, oh, that's not quite right. Maybe I like to go out to the side more. That's where I have more flexibility. Depends on how your bones attach and then how your muscles attach in there. How much flexibility you might get either forward to the side. One spot might be a little easier. Maybe you find a spot that's really good and you hold. You're like, yes, I feel so balanced and so strong today in my hand to big toe, which is, exactly what this pose is. We're just using a strap today to help us connect our hand and our big toe. This hand to big toe with assistance. When you're ready, you can release that left foot down. Put your strap down. Take your feet a little wider and draw those figure eights with your hips. And coming back to the front of your mat. Take your feet a little wider than your hips. Toes out, heels in. Lift your arms up as you breathe in. As you exhale, find your squat. It could be your horse squat, hands onto the thighs. It could be your spider, fingertips towards the floor. Or it could be hips down into Malasana. See what feels good to you today. Take a few deep breaths in your squat. And then release to the floor. You can fall backwards or you can lift upwards, whatever works for you. Come to seated. You might scooch just a little bit back to the very center of your mat. Sitting with your legs extended out in front of you. Feel free to sit up onto a prop or roll your mat a few times behind you to give yourself some height. And then draw your left foot in, placing it on the floor about a hand's distance away from your right leg. We're going to do a little Marichyasana sequence. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your arms up, reach through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, twist over towards that left knee. You can hold on to the leg. You can take the arm to the outside of the leg, especially if you lean back. That can be quite pleasant here. Find a little bit of a twist. Keep your left knee pointing straight up if you can. Especially you don't want to bring it in. If it goes a little out, that's not such a big deal for this pose, but you want it to be as much as possible pointing up to the sky. As you inhale, you're going to come back to the center line. Again, lift your arms all the way overhead. Maybe lean a little back so you feel your abdominals activate. Lift your chest and then fold forward, bringing your arms to the inside of that left bent knee, reaching as far forward as you can. You can put your hands on the floor or on props, or if it's possible, you can grab your foot. If you like, you can also grab your strap again and hook it over your foot to give you something to hold on to. You can stay right here. If you want to go a little deeper, you can reach your left arm further forward. Turn your left palm to face the outside edge of your mat, and then you take your left hand around, resting the back of your left hand on your left hip. And I'm just going to show you so that you can see what it looks like. This is my right side, but you do the same thing on your left side. You take your hand around like so. We're just going to do a half bind today, so you could be holding on or just reaching your right arm in front of you. And take another breath here. And walk yourself all the way out of this pose, come all the way back to seated. Here what we're going to do is roll all the way down to the floor. So if you feel comfortable extending your legs and rolling down here, you can do a little abdominal work, or you can roll in a more comfortable way. If you can do that abdominal work today, lift up as you inhale, and as you exhale, keep your belly button in as you articulate your spine towards the floor. One vertebrae at a time. So slow. The tailbone is on the floor. The lower back is coming towards the floor, the mid-back, the shoulders, the back of the head. And as you lie yourself all the way down on the floor, you're going to hug your left knee back in towards you. Slide the sole of your right foot in. Cross the left ankle again over the top of the right knee like we were doing at the beginning of class. We're going back to our bridge positioning. So bring your hands down by your sides. Inhale to relax. Exhale, firm up the belly, press into the right heel, lift the hips. Try to minimize sway from side to side as you lift. Holding for a moment here. Feel free to do a regular bridge if this bound up bridge does not work. Release your hips. Now draw your right knee in towards you. You're in supine pigeon. And as you draw your knee in, you can hold behind your thigh. For some of us, holding behind the thigh is not a possibility. So you could always use a strap to assist you. You could loop the strap over the back of your thigh, or you could loop the strap over your foot to assist you in drawing in. Find your outer left hip and enjoy some sensation there. Release your right foot to the floor. Keep your legs as they are. Spread your arms out to the sides and now cross your left foot over to the right. And if this variation of the twist works for you, what happens is your left foot goes onto the floor, your outer right leg goes onto the floor, and you're in this kind of twisty-uppy twist. And you could look to your left to deepen it. And if that feels good, stay here. If that doesn't feel good, feel free to change. You can always slide your thighs closer together, more of an eagle-shaped leg, or stack your knees if that feels preferable. When you're ready, bring your legs back to the center line. Hug the left knee into the chest. Extend the right leg long. A little bit more abdominal work. I know you're lying on the floor and you're thinking, oh, it's so nice here, but we have one more sitting up thing to do to finish off the sides. Kick through that right heel, and maybe you can rock yourself up to seated if you need some assistance. That's totally fine. Extend your left leg. Bring your right foot in, placing the sole of the foot a little bit away from the inner thigh, or my foot is actually more by my knee. And then we're going to go into our twist. So you lift your arms up, inhale. And as you exhale, you twist to your right. You could just place your hand on your knee. You can take your arm to the outside. Feel free to lean quite far back here so that you get lots of space in this twist. And your right knee wants to point just straight up to the ceiling. So it's not being pushed in by the arm or just flopping out. You'll get a little bit of stretch if you keep that knee straight up. Take a few deep breaths here. Maybe even flexing your extended leg toes, your left toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, you're going to come back to the center line. You'll reach your arms up, maybe even again leaning a little back, feeling your abdominals activate. Lift your chest and then fold forward. You can reach down and hold on to your toes, either with your hands if you are quite flexible, or with a strap. Your body is coming to the inside of your right foot. It's okay if your right foot wants to walk a little out to facilitate you coming to the inside of that leg. And you find that nice kind of curved shape in your spine, that cat shape as you come forwards. You can always add the half bind, reaching the right arm out, turning the right palm to face the outside edge of the mat, and then walking around. I always find that I like to draw my foot a little closer as I do that so that I can get my hand a little more around. And you want to be grounding your right butt cheek to the floor, even if it doesn't cut quite there. You don't have to draw your foot in or fold all the way around. It's just an option. What's most important here is that you're feeling some stretchy sensation at the back of your body, your hamstrings, your lower back, your hips. All right. When you're ready, you're going to gently release. You're going to extend your right leg out. Lift up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, roll to the floor any way that works for you. Draw the left foot in. Hug the right knee into the chest. Cross the right ankle over the top of the left knee. We're going into our bridge pose. Hands down by the sides. Inhale to relax. Exhale to activate. Inhale to lift. Hold here for a few breaths. And then you lower your hips down. And you draw your left knee in towards you to find your reclined pigeon. And of course you can use the strap over the thigh or the ball of the foot, or you can use your hands. See what works best for your body. Enjoy a little bit of stretch there in your right hip. When you're ready, release your left foot. You can take your twist here. The right foot comes towards the floor on the left side of the mat. And if that variation works, you stay there. If it doesn't, you adjust to make sure your knees and your hips and your thighs feel good in this twist. And your back as well. Your back should feel nice in this twist. center line. Hug your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg. And maybe you can kick through the heel of that left foot and rock yourself up. One last little bit of momentum. Extend your legs again in front of you. And you could decide today to fold forward here. Little caterpillar pose. That might feel nice. Feel free, as usual, to sit up onto a prop or to place a rolled up blanket or a pillow underneath your knees to make this more comfortable. If that doesn't feel great, you can always come to a Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, and fold forward there. Really any forward fold, even if you were to sit into a chair and just lean forward, resting your forearms on your thighs, is appropriate here. It should be gentle and relaxed. It should be gravity drawing you into your forward fold here. And just let go. As you are ready, nice and easy, nice and slow, walk yourself back up. Roll your shoulders back. And here you're going to roll yourself again all the way down to the floor, whatever method feels kind of easy for you. When you reach the mat, you might think, oh, I'm perfectly relaxed and I'm just going to go straight to Shavasana. Or there might be another pose or shape that you need to complete. Maybe it's just drawing your knees into the chest. Sometimes it's as simple as taking that Apanasana or Happy Baby. You add whatever it is that your body needs to complete this practice. Before making your way to a comfortable resting place for your body. Take a deep breath in. And a big sigh out. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe turning your head a little from side to side. Rolling over to one side to rest for a few breaths. Before making your way to your most comfortable seated position. Allowing your hands to come in front of your heart. We'll close with our deep breath together. In through nose, out through mouth. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice and your time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.